Atlanta rapper T Hood is dead. Shot 7 times, 5 in the back. Some say self-defense, others call it cold-blooded murder. But here's what nobody's talking about. The truth behind his death is tied to years of abuse, silence, and a family that looked away until it was too late. This isn't just another rapper gone too soon. This is a story about violence at home, drugs, and what happens when no one steps in. T Hood, 33 years old, had been in the Atlanta music scene for years. Fans knew him for his music, but people close to him knew another side. Violent, controlling, addicted. His girlfriend, Kelsey Frost, lived it every day. Behind closed doors, she faced threats, destruction, and abuse that friends say went on for years. And when things got bad on August 8, 2025, she called her brother, Kelsey Frost. That call changed everything. What happened next? 7 shots, 5 in the back. T Hood on the floor, dead. And here's the controversy. Was it protection, or was it revenge? Because self-defense doesn't usually look like shooting a man in the back 5 times. But before you rush to judgment, listen to this. T Hood wasn't just struggling, he was spiraling. His baby mom said he was on a new drug, acting strange, dragging another girl into the mess. People close to him saw the violence, they saw the signs, they knew the danger, and still, nothing stopped it. Now, after his death, the internet is split. Some paint him as a victim, some say he deserved it. His family is mostly silent, and at his vigil, the same girl who was tied up in the drugs and abuse stood there like nothing happened. So I have to ask you, how do we even begin to make sense of this? Do you blame the man for his actions? Do you blame the family for staying quiet? Or do you blame Kai for firing 7 shots when maybe one would have been enough? And before we keep going, hit subscribe, because the details you're about to hear will change how you see this story. T Hood, 33 years old, had been in the Atlanta music scene for years. He wasn't just another rapper trying to blow. He already had a name, movement, and a loyal following on the East Side. But while fans only saw the confident man behind the mic, the truth at home was different. Behind the flashing lights and Instagram lives was a family that kept quiet, too quiet. Those closest to him said the silence wasn't peace, it was pressure. His baby mama rarely spoke on his grind. His parents never pressed him about his choices. And his brothers, they saw things, but said nothing. Everyone stayed silent. That silence grew like a storm nobody wanted to call out. And then there was April. She wasn't just a fan. She wasn't just a friend. She was the shadow in the background. The girl who always seemed to pop up where she shouldn't. Studio sessions, late-night parties, even family cookouts. April's presence caused whispers. Some called her the side girl. Others said she was more dangerous than that someone who wanted a permanent spot. The problem? Atlanta is small. Word travels fast. And when the rumors started floating that April wasn't just hanging around but demanding respect, the family silence broke, but only behind closed doors. Nobody wanted to embarrass T Hood, but nobody trusted April either. Then came the April incident. It wasn't some little argument. According to people close to the situation, April and T Hood's baby mama had a run-in. Not in the club, not online, face to face. What was said that night stayed off the internet, but witnesses said it ended with threats and a promise that, "This ain't over." That was the moment things shifted. The family's silence turned into whispers of fear. Friends started warning him. They told him to cut ties, to slow down, to think. But if you knew T Hood, you knew he lived on pride. He wasn't about to let anybody, family, baby mama, or side girl dictate how he moved. The pressure cooker was set, and everybody who knew him swore the April incident was the first crack in the armor. And here's the question nobody wants to answer. When family stays silent too long, do they become part of the blame? By the time T Hood turned 33, he wasn't just another rapper on the East Side. He carried weight, his name, his voice, his presence. But weight comes with a cost, and in Atlanta's music scene, nothing painted a bigger target than a diamond chain. The chain wasn't just jewelry, it was a marker of respect, a silent announcement that you'd made it far enough to afford it, protect it, and keep it. Hood were his often thick, heavy, dripping under club lights. And in a city where rappers had been shot over less, it made people whisper. Some saw him as untouchable, others saw him as reckless. Behind the music, though, cracks started to show. He had enemies, some public, some quiet. A dispute with the promoter over show money had turned ugly. A DJ claimed Hood shorted him on payment. And then there was the April incident. April was supposed to be just another night at a Midtown lounge. Hood was there with the side girl, not the one his circle knew, not the one his family accepted. She was younger, loud, and known to spill details on Instagram Live after a few drinks. That night, she streamed a video from their table, flashing Hood's chain and tagging his location. Within minutes, people knew exactly where he was, who he was with, and what he carried. The fallout came fast. Hood's family didn't speak on it, but the silence said everything. His cousins avoided his calls. Old friends kept distance. His main girl, the one who held him down for years, packed a bag and left his apartment. But the streets remembered. That April night became one of those whispered stories. You seen how he let her tag him? You think he's slipping? In Atlanta, perception kills faster than bullets. By summer, Hood was moving different. He stopped posting, stopped smiling. In photos, kept his circle tight. But the damage had already spread. The chain, the girl, the video, it all fed into a storm that was still building. And everyone knew storms don't pass easy in Atlanta. After T. Hood's death, the narrative seemed clear: self-defense or murder. But insiders say there's a piece of the story most people have never heard. A confession, buried in whispers, that could change everything. It happened the night before the shooting. Hood had been arguing on the phone, some say with a friend, some say with someone closer, someone who knew the side of him most fans never saw. In those calls, he sounded different, edgy, defensive, almost frightened. Then came the words that went unnoticed. You don't know what I did. It's not what it looks like. No one reported it. No one pressed for answers. The confession floated in the air like smoke, unheard, unrecorded, forgotten. The next day, chaos erupted. Hood was at his apartment, tense, pacing, checking the door, checking the windows. He was still carrying the weight of that unseen confession, and apparently, someone around him knew more than they were saying. Friends say his main circle kept quiet, not out of loyalty, but out of fear. Fear of truth, fear of consequences, fear of what the confession could reveal. Meanwhile, social media was exploding. Fans were defending Hood, sharing old songs, old interviews, highlighting his charisma, his flow, his charm. But the new evidence, the whispered words, the suspicious calls painted a different picture. People didn't want to believe it. They still wanted him to be the victim, the rapper who got caught in a bad situation. But reality rarely matches the story we want to tell. Even Kelsey Frost and her brother Kai felt the tension. They had lived through years of abuse, months of manipulation, and now, hidden confessions suggested there might be more to the chain of events than anyone imagined. Could Hood have provoked something he didn't intend? Did someone else know about his actions and fail to intervene? Police sources later confirmed they were reviewing phone records and talking to witnesses who were initially overlooked. Every new piece of information raised more questions than answers. And in Atlanta, that's enough to fuel rumors for months. So now, the city waits. Fans post prayers. Reality TV cameras stay silent. And the confession forgotten, ignored, or hidden lingers like a shadow over the story. What would have happened if someone had acted on it sooner? Would Hood still be alive? Or would the outcome have been the same? This is the part of the story nobody wants to talk about, but it's crucial. Because behind Thebe, August 8, 2025, tensions had reached a breaking point. T. Hood's history of abuse, erratic behavior, and substance use had left Kelsey Frost exhausted and scared. She had tried to manage it, to keep the peace, but nothing worked. Calls to friends, messages to family, all went ignored or unheeded. The signs had been there for months, and finally, she reached out to the one person she trusted most, her brother, Kai Frost. Kai wasn't looking for drama. He wasn't planning violence, but he knew something had to change. The moment he arrived, He found a scene of chaos, arguments, yelling, threats. It was all escalating in real time. Hood was aggressive, unpredictable, and fueled by drugs. Those who had been close to him say he wasn't himself. He was dangerous. Then the confrontation happened. Nobody expected it to end in gunfire, but adrenaline and fear took over. Witnesses later described the tension in the room. Words shouted, doors slammed, a push, a shove. Kai stepped in between his sister and the chaos, trying to separate them, trying to prevent the inevitable. But Hood's aggression didn't stop. The situation spiraled, and then the shots rang out. 7 times, 5 in the back. Hood collapsed, life slipping away in seconds. It was quick, violent, and final. Friends and neighbors later said it was surreal. One moment, arguments, the next, death. Social media erupted. Fans, friends, and even family struggled to make sense of what happened. Was this premeditated or a split-second decision? Was it justice or was it revenge? And the side stories, the drug use, the side girl, the hidden confessions only fueled the debate. Yet, those closest to the situation understood something the public didn't. Kai's action was the culmination of months of abuse, neglect, and fear. It wasn't a spur-of-the-moment grudge. It was a response to years of witnessing a loved one suffer. As authorities continue to investigate, questions remain. Could it have been avoided? Should family or friends have intervened earlier? How much of Hood's downfall was preventable, and how much was destined by his own choices?
Go put her on stage. You have her own set. The fuck you bringing her out for, bitch? Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Dumb bitch! Oh, you're the biggest! You're the biggest, babe! Oh, you are! That's what the fuck you put on your stage? Fuck you and your stage.
So you wasn't there to support me?
No. Leave, bro!
So that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Your actions, your actions, your actions. Go up with a performer, go up with a real bitch. I'm tired of you putting that bitch in my face. I'm tired. I'm so tired of you putting her in my face. Fuck you. That's who you want to share stages with. That's who's big to you. That's who got motion. That's a real bitch. Fuck out the thing. Oh, she's this. Go over there, nigga.
All this because I had.
Wasting my fucking
All this because I had.
wasting my fucking time with you.
So you're mad because.
I'm pissed! Idiot! Get out!
You're mad because you didn't perform.
Yes! Whatever bullshit small narrative you want to fucking create it as, I don't care!
In Atlanta, the story doesn't end at the shooting. Rumors, theories, and opinions will swirl for months. But one fact remains undeniable. A moment of confrontation turned fatal, leaving a family shattered, a city talking, and a debate over justice versus self-defense that isn't going away anytime soon. After T. Hood was shot, the city of Atlanta held its breath. Police arrived quickly, witnesses gave statements, and the scene was secured. But the investigation was just beginning, and with it, a storm of speculation, anger, and conflicting narratives erupted online. Authorities classified the incident as a potential case of self-defense, but the details left room for debate. 7 shots, 5 in the back. Could that truly be self-defense? Some legal experts weighed in online, some saying it was justified, others calling it excessive. Every post, every comment, only fueled the controversy. Meanwhile, social media became a battlefield. Fans defended T. Hood, posting clips from his career, his interviews, highlighting his charm and talent. He didn't deserve this, they said. Others, however, shared videos and messages from Kelsey Frost exposing months of abuse. They painted Hood as volatile, dangerous, and uncontrollable. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. The victim wasn't who everyone assumed. Adding to the drama was the side girl, Sydney or Vanessa. She appeared at candlelight vigils, smiling, mingling, as if nothing had happened. People couldn't understand it. How could someone connected to the chaos be welcomed publicly? The contradiction stirred anger and disbelief. Why is she allowed there? Became one of the top questions online, sparking heated threads and Thousands of comments. Even the family's silence added fuel. Rasheeda and Kirk Frost, Kelsey's parents and reality TV stars, had said little publicly. Their quiet stance created space for speculation. Was it complicity, protectiveness, or just shock? Whatever the reason, people online filled the void with theories, some claiming revenge, others self-defense, many just pointing fingers. Investigators continued their work, reviewing phone records, security footage, and witness accounts. Every new detail pushed social media into a frenzy. Calls, messages, and prior incidents were dissected frame by frame. The public wanted justice, or at least an answer that made sense. Amid all the chaos, one thing became clear. This story was more than a shooting. It was abuse, silence, betrayal, drugs, and fame colliding. Each post, each video, each reaction, kept people hooked, debating morality, choices, and consequences. As the investigation unfolds, the city waits. Questions remain, emotions run high, and opinions are divided. Fans, family, and bystanders continue to ask, was it justice or murder? Who should be held accountable? And in the middle of it all, the truth struggles to surface, buried under social media outrage and conflicting stories. Weeks after the shooting, the focus shifted from the streets to the courtroom. The case of T. Hood's death had everyone talking: lawyers, media, and the public alike. The central question remained: self-defense or murder? Every hearing brought new tension, new debates, and new theories. Inside the courtroom, Kelsey Frost faced intense scrutiny. His defense argued he was protecting his sister, Kelsey, from ongoing abuse. Evidence of prior assaults, threatening behavior, and drug use by T. Hood painted a troubling picture. Photos, messages, and witness testimonies were presented, each one adding weight to the self-defense argument. Outside, the public wasn't waiting for the verdict. Social media exploded. Fans of T. Hood continued to mourn, sharing his music, memories, and interviews. Some blamed Kai, calling the act cold and excessive. Others highlighted Hood's violent behavior, insisting this was long overdue intervention. Each post sparked threads hundreds of comments deep, arguments raging over morality, justice, and accountability. Then there was the side girl, Sydney or Vanessa. Her presence at events, online posts, and involvement in past incidents kept the controversy alive. Critics questioned why she was allowed in certain spaces, while supporters dismissed it as irrelevant. The combination of fame, family drama, and past abuse created the perfect storm for public outrage. Even Kelsey's family was caught in the fire. Rasheeda and Kirk Frost, TV personalities, faced backlash for perceived silence or protection of their son. Every tweet, every interview, every appearance was analyzed. People demanded transparency, but also judgment, balancing sympathy for Kelsey with grief for T. Hood. The courtroom became a stage for more than just legal arguments. It was a reflection of society's fascination with fame, scandal, and morality. Every testimony, every piece of evidence was magnified, dissected, and debated across platforms. This wasn't just a legal case. It was a cultural spectacle, one that blurred the line between private tragedy and public entertainment. As proceedings continued, the tension remained high. The world watched, waiting for closure, waiting for justice, or at least an answer. And through it all, the questions lingered. Was it self-defense, or was it revenge? Could this have been prevented? And how do you judge a man whose life was as complicated as T. Hood's? For viewers, the story is far from over. Opinions clash, emotions run deep, and every update keeps people hooked. One thing is certain: the death of T. Hood will remain a controversial, unforgettable moment in Atlanta's music and social landscape. The dust settled, but the story didn't. T. Hood's death left ripples across Atlanta, the music scene, and social media. Friends, family, and fans were left to grapple with what happened, while debates about morality, justice, and accountability continued to rage. In the aftermath, Kelsey Frost tried to rebuild her life. The abuse she endured, now public, sparked conversations about domestic violence in the music world. Many applauded her courage to speak out, yet others questioned her choices and the decisions made that night. People couldn't stop asking, could this have been prevented? Kai Frost remained under scrutiny, but many recognized his actions as an attempt to protect his sister. Even so, 7 shots, 5 in the back, haunted the narrative. Critics called it excessive. Supporters argued it was long overdue intervention. The tension between self-defense and revenge kept the story alive across platforms. And then there was Sydney Vanessa the side girl. Her presence at vigils and posts online fueled ongoing controversy. Viewers couldn't reconcile her involvement with T. Hood's past actions. Social media was flooded with questions. Why was she welcomed? Should she have faced consequences? The mix of drugs, abuse, and betrayal added layers to an already complicated story. Fans of T. Hood continued to mourn. Tributes, music streams, and hashtags showed loyalty, but others highlighted the abuse and warned against glorifying him. The story became more than one man's death. It became a discussion about accountability, choices, and how social media shapes perception. For the family, there was no easy closure. Rasheeda and Kirk Frost faced criticism, support, and questions about what they knew and didn't say. Reality TV fame clashed with real-life tragedy, showing how public image can complicate personal crises. Ultimately, T. Hood's story is a reminder. Fame and talent don't erase consequences. Abuse, drugs, and silence can spiral into tragedy. And for everyone watching, it's a lesson in recognizing danger signs, speaking up, and protecting yourself and those you love. Before we end, I want to hear from you. Was this self-defense or murder? Did justice happen, or did revenge play a part? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories that dig into the truth behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll keep uncovering the stories everyone's talking about. The story of T. Hood may have ended, but the conversations, lessons, and debates will continue. Stay safe, stay aware, and never ignore the warning signs around you.